If you have a small trading account but still want to profit from the very popular covered calls trading strategy, this video was made for you. I'm Mike Bellafiore, and we're a long-standing proprietary trading firm located in New York City since 2005 and now Miami as well, and proud to develop numerous consistently profitable traders. Watch, take notes, and learn from our prop firm so you can grow your trading account.
Hi, I'm Seth Freyberg, and I'm the head trader of SMB Capital's options trading desk here in Manhattan. And one of those popular options trading strategies is known as the covered call, a strategy that produces cash income each month for traders. But there's a problem. For lots of traders and investors, buying 100 shares of a stock that they'd like to trade, which is the minimum number of shares that you'd need for a covered call, is just way too much money for them. Their account just isn't big enough to afford 100 shares of the stock they want to trade. And so if that sounds like you, does that mean you're just boxed out of trading covered calls and the cash generating machine that covered calls can become? And the answer is absolutely not. There's a workaround that's actually awesome in many respects and requires way less capital than buying 100 shares of a stock. So if that sounds intriguing to you, I'd suggest sticking around because you're going to find this eye-opening. Before we get into this simple workaround that gets you in on being able to generate cash from your trading account, if you're absolutely brand new to options trading and don't know much about how options work, we've put together a video for you to understand options basics. If you click the video appearing on your screen right now, it will lay the groundwork for you to understand this option strategy that we're going to be sharing with you today in this video. Then when you're finished, you can come back and watch the rest of this video. Okay, so to demonstrate this way to take advantage of the same basic technique for producing cash trading covered calls, but using way less capital, we're going to use an example of an ETF that tracks the Barclays US 20-year Treasury Bond Index, and that ETF is known as TLT. And as you know, ETFs are actually stocks that in many cases pay dividends, and TLT actually pays a dividend monthly, which fits nicely into the theme of this video, which is generating income, cash income from your holdings. And so let's head back a year to February of 2024, and as you can see, TLT had closed at 92.76 that day. And so let's say that on that day, you went ahead and bought 1,000 shares of TLT for a price of 92.76, and then simultaneously you sold 10 calls right around that same price, the 92 call, which expired in 91 days, almost exactly 3 months later. Now, when you do that, buying shares of a stock and selling one call for every 100 shares of stock you bought, so in this case, we'll sell 10 calls because we bought 1,000 shares of stock. When you do that, you are entering into a covered call position. And this is a way to generate cash from owning shares of stock, as you'll see in a minute. So let's break down what's happening here cash flow wise first. And so first off, you bought those 1,000 shares of stock, which cost 92,760, as you can see. But then we simultaneously sold those 10 calls for 342 each. But remember, each call option represents the rights to buy 100 shares of stock. So you multiply that by 100. And so the credit you receive for selling those shares is $3,420. And as you can see from this calculation, your net cash outlay is therefore $89,340. Okay, so now let's move to the day that those options expired on May 17th. And as you can see, the stock closed at 91.39, which is below the call option strike price, which was 92. And as you know, call options only expire with value if the stock closes above the call strike price, because there's only a value to the right to buy a stock at 92 if the stock's trading higher than 92. And so you're getting a discount on the stock. But because TLT closed below the call strike price, then the call expires with no value, which means that the trader gets to simply pocket that initial call premium of $34.20 as his trade profit. Positive cash flow he received from owning those TLT shares. And because we're going to do this throughout the year, we'll start a scorecard of how this campaign is going. And so for the first trade, the May 17th expiring trade, we'll show a win of $3,420. Okay, so now at that point, remember, we still own those 1,000 shares of TLT. So now we're free to sell a new set of calls against those shares. And so we will again use the 92 calls expiring 3 months later on August 16th this time. And in this case, they're selling for $218. resulting in cash received for the August trade of $2,180. And moving to the day those calls expired on August 16th, you can see that this time TLT expired at 97.44, which is well above the call strike price of 92. And so those calls are going to be exercised because the owner of that call can buy those shares at 92 when they're selling in the open market for 97.44. And so he'll get an immediate markup in his account, and so their shares are going to be removed from your account. And so the result of the August trade is that we again keep the $2,180 in cash we receive for selling the August calls, but we also get $92,000 for the sale of those shares at our strike price. But then, of course, we have to deduct the price we paid for them, which results in a net profit of $14.20 for the August trade, and we'll go ahead and enter that onto our scorecard. You may have realized something at this point, and that is that in order to continue our campaign, we're going to need to buy those shares back. And this time, as you can see, that's going to cost us more. Specifically, we'll have to pay $97,440. Okay, so now at this point, to continue the campaign, we'll again sell the 92 calls expiring 3 months later in November. And these calls are very valuable this time because it gives us the right to buy those shares at 92, even though the shares are trading much higher at 97.44. So we're going to get paid much more for those options. In this case, we'll receive $6.60, as you can see. And so that brings in $6,600 in cash. And when we move to the day these calls expire, we can see that after trade entry in August, TLT actually sold off due to renewed inflation concerns, resulting in the stock closing at 90.08 on the day those calls expired in November, which in turn meant that the 92 calls expired with no value again, like they did on the first trade. And so we made $6,600 in this case, and so we're going to go ahead and enter that win onto our scorecard. Now, finally, to wrap up the full 12-month covered call campaign, we'll again sell the 92 calls for which we received $21.40 in this case. And moving to the final date of the campaign, February 21st, you can see that TLT, after initially bouncing, slid some more, closing this time at 89.61, resulting in the stock again closing below the call's 92 strike price, and another win of $21.40. And so for the February trade, we'll add that to the scorecard. But there's one more very important point to make, and that is that if you remember, we needed to buy back those 1,000 shares in August at a price of $97.44, which meant we paid $97,440 for those shares, which had been called away that month, so we needed to rebuy those. Well, those shares are now priced at $89.61, meaning that they're only worth $89,610. And so we actually took a loss on those shares in the amount of $78.30, meaning that the final profit on the covered call campaign, deducting the loss on those shares, was $57.50. Now, we also need to recognize that dividends were paid while we owned those shares, so that resulted in a final profit in the campaign of $9,199. But think about it. We've glossed over one very big issue, and that is, what if you can't afford to conduct this campaign? Well, we promised you that there's a solution to that, and it looks like this. Let's head back to the beginning of the campaign to February of 2024, when the stock was trading at $92.76, you'll recall. But this time, instead of buying 1,000 shares of TLT, we did something very different. Instead, this time, we went all the way out to February 21st of 2025, almost exactly a year later. And instead of buying shares of TLT, we instead went down to a call strike price, which is very far below the stock's trading price. We went down to the 81 call, more than 11 points in the money. And we bought a full 30 of those, which, as you can see, we're selling for $14.13. But then, simultaneously, we sell 30 of those same 92 calls that we were using in the quarterly covered call campaign. So the exact same strike, but 30 of them this time instead of 10. And so this combining of a deep in the money call and a far out expiration with a short call in a closer expiration chain. That combination is what options traders refer to as a synthetic covered call, where the deep in the money call is basically taking the place of the shares of stock in this case. And so the cash flow in this case of the beginning of this new campaign, this synthetic covered call campaign, the cash flow looks like this, with the long deep in the money calls costing $42,390, while the short calls we sold brought in cash of $10,260, resulting in a net cash outlay of $32,130. Contrast that to the initial outlay of the covered call campaign of $89,520. This entry, in other words, requires 64% less capital. But let's see if we've sacrificed anything in that process. And so let's run the campaign through this way as a synthetic covered call campaign, and let's see what happens. And so remember on May 17th when the first campaign expired, TLT had closed at 91.39. And so just as before, the 92 calls expired worthless, but this time we got 30 of them expiring. And so we end up with a lot more cash at the end of this trade, that $10,260 we brought in from our 30 calls. And so since they all expire worthless, our synthetic covered call scorecard first entry is that win of $10,260. On the second trade, the August expiring trade, just like last time, we sold the 92 calls again, of course, 30 of them this time, for the same price, $218, but of course this time we collected 3 times the premium, $65.40. Now in this case, with TLT closing at 97.44, more than 5 points above the call strike price, we have to treat this differently because we don't have 3,000 shares of TLT this time. We just have those 30 long calls at the 81 strike price, those deep in the money calls expiring in February of 2025. And so there are a number of ways of handling this, but the simplest way is to just buy it back right now. And as you can see, it's priced at $540. So multiplying that by the 30 calls, we're going to have to pay $16,200 for those, which is much more than we received initially. So we'll be taking a loss on this trade, and we'll enter that onto our scorecard. Now, moving to the November trade, you'll remember with the conventional covered calls program, we sold the 92 calls again, which are very valuable because they're what options traders refer to as deep in the money, because the strike price of these calls is below the stock's trading price. So we collect $660, which brings in $19,800 in cash. And with TLT closing at 90.08 on the day these expire, that 19.8 drops right to the bottom line, and we'll update our scorecard accordingly. For the final February trade, we again sell the 92 calls for $214, resulting in $64.20 in cash flow, and TLT closing at 89.61, we again can close the trade and bring all of that $64.20 in cash down to our bottom line, which we enter onto our scorecard. Now, to complete the picture, we need to clean up one more thing, and that is that we had those long calls at 81, which also expire that day, and we've held those for a year, but finally they expire today, the same day as our short calls do at 92, and you'll see that they've lost value. The 81 calls lost value for a number of reasons, and as a result, we'll take a loss on those calls as well, which we also enter onto our scorecard, at which point we can finally calculate our final profit, which is $10,920. And so comparing the two techniques, it's a pretty easy decision. Using the covered calls produces a little less profit and way more initial capital, while using the synthetic technique produces a bit more profit on way less initial capital. And obviously, if you don't even have the smaller amount of capital in your account described here, you can simply cut the lot size on both the short and long calls to fit your account size. Just make sure that the number of short calls equals the number of long calls, regardless of what number of lots you trade. And so what I'd like you to take away from today's video is that with options, there's almost always a workaround that allows you to get into the game. Once you understand the basics of options trading and the awesome strategies that you can employ, you've got a lot of flexibility. Professional traders are well aware of the great capital flexibility that options bring to their trading practice, and hopefully you can benefit from that knowledge yourself.
Now, if you'd like to learn 3 more option strategies that our pro traders use, including the unique options trick that allows you to make money while you wait to buy stocks or ETFs at the price you want, and the options income strategy that allows you to make consistent money whether the market goes up or down or sideways, and how to make money on a stock or index trade even if you're wrong on the direction. Then click the link that's appearing right now at the top right-hand corner of your screen. That will open up the free workshop registration page in a new window. So don't worry, you won't lose this video. Or you can register directly for free at optionsclass.com.